Tyrese, starting with you, early fourth quarters when it feels like this one kind of got away from you guys. What did you see in that kind of stretch that let this one get to the Jazz?
I think it starts on the defensive end of grabbing rebounds. They got a ton of high IQ basketball players over there, and when you make mistakes, they make you pay for them. So not running the right stuff offensively, bad turnovers, along with giving up offensive rebounds, that usually leads to kick-out threes for them. So it's on the defensive end. You score 117 points, that should be enough to win a game. So that's what we keep talking about, just getting stops.
Rick's talked about that, too, the defense during this current skid you guys are in. What do you feel like you need to do better? Because it feels like some of the focus has been on that in practices, walkthrough, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's like, if I had the answer, I think we'd have it figured out by now. But I think there's a ton of different things. I don't want to come up here and say effort or anything because I know guys are out there playing hard. I think it's more of thinking the game more. I think it's more of an attention to detail stuff. Teams have. It's the NBA. Teams scout differently. They see us guarding one way, so they're going to attack it. And once that's been defeated, you got to figure out the other way to guard it. And our attention to detail just hasn't been there. As we've been on this skid, so we got to pick that up.
Ben, how have you noticed teams defend you differently as this season has progressed?
Pretty much just putting a better defender on me. I don't get as many shots, as I was getting beginning of the season. So that's pretty much it, to be honest.
What did you think of the way George and Jordan were able to fit in and show what they could do for you guys today?
It was great. I feel like they come from a great place, and having George here back as a vet, it's a great thing. And having Jordan too, he came in the game, he had great minutes on offense and defense. So I feel like it was great having him on the court.
Tyrese, what's kind of the trade-off in a game like this where they obviously go so big and you guys were able to attack them? And it seemed like obviously it set you up really well in the second half for ISOs and stuff like that. But what's just the back and forth on that when they've got so much size, but you guys have some speed on them?
I think it's interesting because it tends to be the team who dictates the pace, and it's outscoring the other. That will determine how teams play. So they obviously start big with three bigs. We start with four smalls, four guards. So it was interesting because it just like if they were good jumping out to a big lead, we might have had to go big, or if we were jumping out to a big lead, they might have had to go small. But it seemed like we were just trading buckets, so nobody ever had to really change what they were doing. So. I think it's that they bring an interesting dynamic because they can run, four guards with a big, or they have two bigs, but Laurie's coming. He's the three now. He's transitioned to being a three in the NBA, and Kelly's so skilled playing the four, and you have him at the five. So now you really have five skilled guys out there. So it's not necessarily a traditional big on the floor for them. When they take Walker out and roll with Kelly and Laurie at the big spot. So it's just an interesting dynamic for sure.
Does the amount of attention you have to give those two guys, does that explain a lot of why Jordan in particular was able to get open and get some threes, that you guys had to put some bodies down there so they don't beat you up?
Yeah. I thought it was interesting, down the stretch of, guys there was some high-level shot making down the stretch. I thought Jordan made some tough shots down the end there. They got to the free throw line. I think that started that fourth, really hurt us. But I think they attacked us in different ways. Obviously, Laurie and Jordan both had good games. So I don't know what it was specifically. I got to watch film. But they did a good job of getting their guys going.
We obviously talked to you on Friday, and you talked about wanting to make sure that you're taking more shots. Obviously, you go out and get 24 tonight, and it seems like obviously in the third, and especially in the third and the fourth, you were looking for every ISO situation you could get and get into the rim that way. I guess how have you changed it all the way you're looking for shots? Is there a different way that you're thinking in second halves now of just making sure that you're putting yourselves in those opportunities that you can go get buckets that way?
Yeah, we just keep talking about it. It's trying to find that balance between being aggressive and getting guys involved and what's best for the team at that point in time. When this guy's got it going, I'm trying to run stuff for him to get the ball. When I have it going, I got to, find ways to get myself shots. And, coach lets me dictate a lot of the sets that we run. So trying to think of it that way. And, sometimes there's been games since I've came back where shot 7, 8, 9 shots. Like, that's selfish by not shooting enough. We talked about kind of trading that off. So just whatever the team needs at the time. I thought today there were some favorable matchups for me, and was able to get it going, and guys were finding me. So I think just credit to my teammates.